So the equation of a straight line is in the form y equals mx plus b, can be written in the form y equals mx plus b. So m is the slope of the line and b is the y-intercept. So suppose we have y equals 3x plus 5. So compare it with the standard form. So we have 3, which is multiplied to x. We have positive 5, that's the other number. These are the two constants. Now compare it to the original form, which is the slope-intercept form. The m, which is multiplied to x, corresponds to the 3, which is multiplied to x in our equation. So 3 is the slope. So if the question says, what is the slope of the straight line? Look for the number that is multiplied to x, and that would be the slope. Next we have b. So b is equal to positive 5. So b is the y-intercept. So if we have an equation y equals 1/3 x minus 2. Now compare it to y equals mx plus b. Now compare the terms. So the m is the number multiplied to x. So the slope m is equal to 1/3. b, the y-intercept, is the number that is added to 1/3 x. So that would be the number -2. Include the sign of the number. So that would be the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is the point at which the graph of the straight line, in this case it's a straight line, crosses the y-axis. So in this case, what this tells us that the graph is crossing the y-axis at -2. So that's what the intercept means. Now suppose we have y equals 3 minus 2x. So now we need to identify the slope and the intercept. So here, when the question says find the slope m, you have to look for the number that's multiplied to x. So this is x, and what's the number multiplied to x? Please include the sign as well, and that's equal to -2. The other number is the intercept, so b is equal to -3. Or you could just rearrange the terms. So the -2x, remember to take the sign along with the 2x. So -2x plus 3 is the same as 3 minus 2x. So we're just rearranging the terms, and now it's pretty clear that the number multiplied to x is -2, and the other number, sorry, that should have been a plus 3, and the other number is a 3, which is the y-intercept. So here 3 plus 3 is the y-intercept, and -2 is the slope. Now straight lines can come in different forms. It doesn't have to be in the form y equals mx plus b. Suppose you have 2x minus 3y equals, let's say, 7. We recognize that this is the equation of a straight line because we look for x and y. The exponent on x and the exponent of y is 1, and therefore we know it's a straight line. So how do we find the slope and intercept of a line that's given in this form? So what we have to do is solve for y. So solve for y, and the reason why we solve for y is so we can put it in the form y equals mx plus b. So 2x minus 3y equals 7. So we have to get y by itself on the left side. So first we subtract the 2x on both sides. So we have -3y, and this becomes a 0, equals And I'm going to write the x first. So that's negative 2x, and then the 7 is added on to it. So the reason why I'm writing the x term first is so I put it in the form y equals mx plus b. Now I need to get rid of the negative 3 that's multiplied to y. So the only way I can get rid of the negative 3 is by dividing by negative 3. If I divide the left side by negative 3, then the entire right side also gets divided by negative 3. So now we have y equals 2/3, the negatives get cancelled, x, and then this is a negative number, negative 7/3. Now compare it to y equals mx plus b. Note that the number multiplied to x, including the sign, and in this case it's a positive sign, equals 2/3, and the other number is the y-intercept b. Y-intercept is the point where the graph of the line crosses the y-axis. Now let's do one more example. Now suppose we have x minus 5y equals 10. And if we need to find the slope and the intercept, we need to put it in the form y equals mx plus b. What does that mean? We need to get y by itself on the left, which means that we need to solve for y. So we do not need the x on the left side, so we subtract x from both sides to get negative 5y equals, and I'm going to write the x term first, and since that's a positive 10, the 10 is added to x. So remember that 10 minus x is the same as negative x plus 10. So now we need to get rid of the negative 5, so we divide both sides by negative 5. Whatever is done to one side of the equation, we do the exact same thing to the other side. So that gets rid of the negative 5, and we get y equals, the negatives cancel, x over 5 minus 5 times 2 is 10. So 5 goes 2 times into 10, and then there's a negative sign, so that's negative 2. Now x over 5 is the same as 1/5 times x. It's the same thing. The reason why we separate it and write it as 1/5 times x is so we can identify the slope easily. So now we compare it to y equals mx plus b. So notice that b equals negative 2 and m is 1/5. So the slope is 1/5. The y-intercept is equal to negative 2.